Right, bye Asher, see you later.
I'm cashing in.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yes! Finally!
So that happened last night. Welcome to Smack Talk Wrestling's TLC review. I am your host, Boyze, and the new predictions champion. So with all that said and done, let's have a look and see who else is the winner last night. Let's hit the music. So we kicked off the show on the kickoff show. Lucky I was keeping an eye on that, because if I hadn't, I would have missed Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. And I would have been really annoyed. This was a bloody brilliant match, and I still don't understand why WWE are putting the Cruiserweight title on the kickoff show. It just doesn't make sense. You got great athletes having a great matches, and yet WWE just seems to go, just put it on the kickoff show because, we just don't want to put them on the main card, which is bloody irritating. Why? Because look at it this way, if WWE used the Cruiserweight title properly, you could advertise 205 in a better way than putting it on a kickoff show which no one hardly watches, and you could put it between the last 4 matches and the other matches. Why? Because it is a great palate cleanser type of match. Why do I say that? Because if you're not interested in the Cruiserweight matches, you can go off and go for a toilet break, get a drink of water, do what you need to do. But if you are interested, or you're just curious to see what these guys can do, you can watch it and have a bloody brilliant match, which we got on the bloody kickoff show, which should have been on the main bloody card. It's one of those things where you just enjoy the match, enjoy the athletes, but it seems like WWE just don't want to do anything with them. So Buddy Murphy did get the victory. Both me and Jay went for Cedric Alexander, so it meant that both of us started off the show with 0 points. But it was a great match, and both men can show exactly what the 205 brand is all about. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10 because I actually enjoyed the match. I just hate what WWE do with the 205. Going from a good match to a really bad match, we had Elias versus Bobby Lashley, and this was a ladders match. Now, the way I thought this match was going to go was, if you climb the ladder, get the guitar, you can use it as a weapon, and you win by pinfall or submission. No, that's not how this goes. It's the first person to climb up the ladder, grab the guitar, is the victor. Seeing as Elias is the only person out of him and Bobby Lashley who uses a guitar, it's kind of like, well, what's the bloody point? But yes, Elias did get the victory, but it really was a short victory because Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley beat the crap out of him, hit him with his own guitar, and it was kind of like, oh, the good guys won, but it really just didn't mean anything at all. I'm going to give this match, because it was stupid and actually really boring, and I feel really bad to say that for Elias because he's a really talented performer who's been relegated to the kickoff show. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. I blame creative on that one. That's all creative's fault. So the first match on the main card was the Mixed Match Challenge Final. This was a simulcast between WWE Network and Facebook Live, and it was R-Truth and Carmella, the Fabulous Truth, versus Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox. The winners will get the number 30 spot on the Royal Rumble for both the men's and the women's, and they will also get an all-inclusive holiday, all paid for by the WWE. And the match itself was actually really fun. I enjoyed everything. It's a joke match. It's one of those matches you don't need to take serious, you don't ever take serious, and that's the whole point of it. You had 2 teams which, if you looked at them taking on other competitors, you go, how the hell did these 2 teams make it to the final? But you kind of realise everyone else who was in the Mixed Match Challenge actually has real matches at TLC, so it makes sense that these 2 teams are in the final. I absolutely loved it. I think R-Truth and Carmella have great chemistry. I love that the 7 seconds dance break got interrupted by the Singh brothers and R-Truth just chucked him out, which is always fun. And that it was Carmella who got the victory at the end. And afterwards they got interviewed. They're like, oh, where are you going? Where are you going on your holiday, guys? And R-Truth filled out the paperwork because Carmella didn't know anything about it. And it turns out they're going to the WWE headquarters because of course you do. You get a holiday and you leave it up to R-Truth to book it. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 because I absolutely enjoyed it and it was good fun to watch. Next up we had the triple threat tag team match where we saw the Bar defend against the New Day and the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And let's be honest, guys, this should have been the ladders match. We all know it, everyone knows it, it should have been the ladders match, but no, they give that to Elias and Bobby Lashley, which was pointless. But yes, this was a bloody brilliant match. I enjoyed every second of it. You can tell this is why the Bar, the Usos and the New Day are classed as the 3 best tag teams in all of WWE right now. I would say they are 3 of the best tag teams in the world right now. If you don't like that opinion, bring it on, bro. Bring it on. But yeah, it was brilliant. It was back and forth. The Usos were not in the match for a long time because both the Bar and the New Day kept on tagging each other in. The Usos finally got frustrated enough and started super kicking everyone in the face, which is always gold. And then it got even more chaotic. I like that it was chaotic. No team looked like they were going to get the pinfall because everyone kept on jumping in when it got close to the pinfall. Sheamus did finally get the bro kick on Xavier Woods, which allowed the Bar to retain the titles, which actually put me and Jay on an even score of 3 points each at this point. Bloody hell, we're even right to this point. So yeah, I forgot to say the score. I'm going to give this match a 7 out of 10. It was fun, it was exciting, you just didn't know who was going to get the win. Next up we had the first of 2 TLC matches, and this was Baron Corbin versus Braun Strowman with special guest referee Heath Slater. And obviously Corbin being cocky and everything like that had Slater start the count of 10. He started counting. Braun Strowman finally turns up and he grabs the mic. He goes, Baron, you forgot one thing. This is a TLC match, aka anyone can help me and it's no disqualification. Obviously that meant Apollo came out. The new tag team champions are Bobby Roode and Chad Gable and Finn Bálor, the man who's been fighting against Baron Corbin's regime longer than everyone else. And they just beat the living crap out of him. This match really wasn't a match, it was more of let's just beat the living crap out of Baron Corbin. Corbin tries to escape, which is always fun. Kurt Angle returns, the fans go crazy. Kurt just starts smashing him with a chair as well. And everyone uses their finisher on Baron Corbin, allowing Braun Strowman, whose arm is still injured, to just put his foot down on Baron Corbin. Heath Slater, still the referee, counts to 3. Braun Strowman's the winner. Yes, this you couldn't take as a serious match. This is just pretty much saying, yes, we know we got ourselves into a pickle with Braun Strowman having to have surgery, but we got ourselves out of it and everyone had a feel-good moment, and it now means Baron Corbin's no longer in charge. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 because I did enjoy it. It was fun, and Kurt Angle coming out really elevated how fun it was kind of moment. So yes, 6 out of 10. No complaints there. Next up we had Natalya versus Ruby Riott in a tables match, and what can I say? I wasn't really invested going into this match, mainly because I just honestly think this is one of the worst feuds we've got on Raw right now. But yeah, I'll give Natalya credit. She was good in this match. Ruby Riott was good as well. The Riott Squad really did their job in this match as well. But for a majority of it, I was just like, I honestly don't care. I don't really think, this is all about sunglasses getting broken. I get Natalya's father passed away, but I'm sure he has more than one pair of sunglasses, which Natalya proved when she put on one of his pairs of sunglasses after she won the bloody match. Yes, Natalya won the match. She first put Liv Morgan through a table, which was pretty cool, so Liv's selling on that was fantastic. She powerbombed Sarah Logan through a table, and then finally when her and Ruby Riott were hitting it into the corner, it looked like either one could go at any second. This is after Natalya also did a costume change during the bloody match, so you know you can't really take it that serious to put on her father's jacket. She put Ruby Riott through a table, got some more sunglasses out of the jacket itself, and put them on. So all this started because of bloody sunglasses, and we find out, oh wait, no, he had more sunglasses in his jacket anyway. I understand it's a good, feel good moment kind of match, but for me as a wrestling fan, it's nonsensical. The best bit about this was Ruby Riott's promos throughout the whole rivalry. Everything else kind of just felt boring, and babyface father died, we need to use this in a story, which is disrespectful for the dead, I find. So for me, I'm giving this a 5 out of 10. The Riott Squad going through tables was fun. Next up we had Finn Bálor versus Drew McIntyre, and this was again a hard hitting match. Drew McIntyre coming off like a absolute bloody beast, and this allowed pretty much Drew to control the match for majority of it. Finn did obviously start getting more and more momentum. Then obviously Drew used his superior strength to absolutely dominate Finn yet again. This caused Dolph Ziggler to come out to help Finn for no strange reason. That was a bit weird. Obviously Finn helped Dolph when he beat McIntyre a couple weeks ago, and Finn did get the victory, all thanks to Dolph Ziggler's interactions. And yeah, I really can't really give this much of a score, because after the match we had Dolph and Finn have an altercation backstage, because Dolph went, "You're welcome," and Finn was like, "I didn't even ask you for your help." He goes, "Yeah, but I didn't ask you for your help when you came out a couple of weeks ago, so you could just say thank you." I think this is the turning of Dolph turning face again, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, interesting interaction. Dolph did push Finn through some storage lockers and walked off. And I think that match was sanctioned for Finn versus Dolph, but no one's in charge of Raw right now, so whoever sanctioned it, Stephanie McMahon, I'm guessing? Kurt? Who knows? Who bloody knows? But yeah, I'm going to give this match I'm going to give it a reasonable 6 out of 10. 6, I was going to give it a 7, but no. No, I'm going to give it a 7. Dolph's running in was quite good. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Now we move on to the chairs match, which was Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton. And this was a good match as well. I absolutely thought this was fun. Rey Mysterio showing what he can do. He did a slide with the chair onto Randy Orton's stomach, which was bloody awesome to see. I definitely say check that out in the highlight reel on the WWE Network. And it was just hard hitting. Randy Orton coming out like the vicious viper he's been for the last couple of weeks, which is, I think, has been his best persona for some time since the Legend Killer, in my opinion. But yeah, it was absolutely fun. It looked like Randy had the control of the match for quite a lot of it. Rey was in control at first. He used his speed. Randy turned the momentum against him and started getting more and more vicious, starting to really use the chairs in a new, unique style, stacking quite a few of them into the centre of the ring. Looks like he was preparing for an RKO. Randy Orton was getting cocky at this point. Rey Mysterio uses a quick pinfall maneuver, gets the victory. He runs out of the ring because he knows Randy Orton's about to destroy him again with some chairs. But yes, Rey Mysterio got the victory. It was a great, little man, big man kind of story where the little man gets the quick victory. He knows he's just survived a vicious Randy Orton situation. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Entertaining for me. Next up we had Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. And I'm going to get some angry replies, I reckon, for this comment. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't. I thought this was a very boring match. Yes, I completely agree with everyone saying on the internet that Ronda Rousey has improved tremendously since she signed for WWE. But is she entertaining for me? No, I actually find her really boring. I don't enjoy her matches. I think she's really good in the ring. I just don't find her entertaining, and that's the problem. If I'm not enjoying the matches, why should I be invested in Ronda Rousey? And that's the question I've had for some time. Her matches always seem to be the same. Tamina was outside the ring. She was meant to have some distractions. Didn't really add to anything. And Nia Jax kind of had a bit of like dominance with her superior strength, but that really didn't come out much because Ronda Rousey's smaller, unique speed allowed her to get around that quite easily. And what happens, of course, the armbar is added, she wins, and Ronda Rousey is OP as per usual. I am just bored of the same match. Armbar, win. Armbar, win. It's the same thing. We see it all the time. They try and add a little bit of, oh well, Nia could have Tamina get involved, and we knew that wasn't really going to happen because, let's be honest, they're not going to write Ronda Rousey to lose a match anytime soon, and that's the problem. She is boring to watch because you know the outcome of the matches. Yes, she might improve every single time she gets in the ring, but if you know the outcome is always going to be Ronda Rousey wins, then it's kind of going to get to the stage where you go, this is boring, why am I watching these matches? I'm going to give this match a 4 out of 10 because I just didn't enjoy the match at all. Next up, we had the WWE Championship match between Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, and I was really looking forward to this match, and I'm glad I stayed up to watch it because it was bloody brilliant. This was a classic wrestling match where Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles was on a bloody clinic. They were so good. They had grappling, they had high flying moves, they had everything. Great back and forth storytelling. Daniel Bryan was the brilliant heel in this match. He came across as a sniveling heel when he was getting beaten by AJ. He tried to pretend he was turning a leaf, and that's what you want to see. It's that great storytelling, and it reminds you of classic matches in the past. And this could go down as a clinic match where you watch it and you go, this is how you do this and this is how you do it. And that's what you should get from these type of matches. And AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan are two of the best in the whole company for wrestling. And that's what we got. It was a wrestling match and I absolutely loved it. AJ looked like he was about to get the victory before Daniel Bryan reversed a quick pin and allowed him to get the victory. AJ just couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable. AJ tried everything. The Styles Clash, the phenomenal elbow. Daniel Bryan tried the yes lock. I can't remember what they called it now, but it was definitely the yes lock. He tried everything. He tried the dragon screw as well on AJ Styles. It just, nothing seemed to work on both men until it was last small packages each time, and that's how we got a victory. I really did enjoy this match. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Definitely check it out, guys, because it is a clinic of wrestling. Next up, we had the Intercontinental Championship match where we saw Dean Ambrose versus Seth friggin' Rollins. This was, for me, I was hoping this would be the match which just blows everything out, because obviously you got two great competitors in Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Great story between them two, and it was just okay. And that's the worst thing you can say about this type of match. It was watchable. It had story. It just felt so bland, to say the least. And I can understand why fans was chanting, "This is boring." It's nothing against them. They tried to have a really good match. I think the way they tried to do it was, we're not going to do too many big moves, we're just going to try and keep it quite close up, quite grappling, and then try and get like a punch out type of match. But yeah, I think the fans are so used to Dean and Seth being able to do high-flying moves, grappling, every kind of thing. But we really didn't get it. Seth selling for the knee was good until the end, where you kind of saw him, you know, he was pulling off these big moves, but he wasn't really focusing on the knee, and I thought that took away from the match a little bit as well. Dean trying to do the fist bump for the Shield, and Seth just going mental. That was really good from Seth Rollins there. But everything else just kind of felt like, you know, paint by numbers. We've got to get through this match, and that's it. Dean did get the victory, so we have a new Intercontinental Champion at this point. No complaints. No complaints at all. So I'm going to give this match I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's worth watching. Last but not least, the main event, and it was the TLC match between Asuka, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. This was the match I think everyone was looking forward to, and it lived up to every bit of the storytelling. Before the match even started, we had Becky Lynch smack the crap out of out of Nia Jax. I wish it was Ronda Rousey, because that would have even made it even better. But no, she smacked the crap out of Nia Jax, told her not to use her name in her mouth again, which was great. And then it moved us on to the match. The match itself was bloody brilliant. It was great selling from all three women, and I think it was probably one of my favourite TLC matches, apart from TLC 2, which was the best TLC match ever. Sorry, but it's the best match ever, is TLC 2. But yes, this was a very, very good match. All three women put on a brilliant show. Charlotte Flair definitely was the big heel in this match. Asuka was the big face, and the man, Becky Lynch, was just over completely. And we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion, all thanks to the Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey, getting involved. It looked like it was going to be a fight up between Becky Lynch and Charlotte on two ladders next to each other. Ronda comes out, pushes the ladder with Becky and Charlotte on, allows Asuka to climb up. Asuka gets the title. We have a new SmackDown Women's Champion. This obviously means now that we can see a Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, maybe a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Hopefully that could be exciting. But yeah, Asuka winning the title, I think, is the right decision. She has before her streak broke, she should have been a champion. It's taken her too long to become a champion, but I think because the fans have just completely started cheering for Asuka like we did for Becky Lynch, that's why they've given her the title, because I think she's ready now to lead the SmackDown Women's Championship, because Becky Lynch she is so over. She doesn't need a title. Charlotte Flair is definitely the biggest heel right now in all the women's divisions. So we could see an exciting match where we see Becky Lynch, who's the anti-hero. We have Ronda Rousey, who's being pushed as the OP babyface, and then we have Charlotte Flair as the destructive heel. Could be exciting. I'm going to give this match an 8 out of 10 with every second. If you have to watch one match from this pay-per-view, it's got to be this match. There you go, guys. That was TLC, the final pay-per-view for 2018. And final score, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It was entertaining. Yes, some matches were stupid, Elias. But majority of the time, I absolutely enjoyed the pay-per-view. But yeah, I retained the title, so I won 8-6, so I beat Jay by 2 matches. Haha, so I retain after cashing in. I should have cashed in just in case. I'm glad I cashed in. But what did you guys think? What was your favourite part of TLC? Leave it in the comments below. If you do like our videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell to keep notified. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do. It's at SmackTalk YouTube. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Boyze88. And if you want to follow the channel on Instagram now, we have an Instagram page. It's at SmackTalk Wrestling 2017. And I'll see you guys next time on SmackTalk Wrestling Reviews.